Yesterday you were discussing. We will continue with that. So am I audible? No. Hello, Asne.
Yes, sir, audible.
Hello, Asne.
Hello, sir.
Your
Hello.
screen is visible, no? This one. Screen is visible.
No, no, sir. Screen is not visible. I
Can
can't
you see
see
the
the screen.
screen? Abrasive
No,
water
sir.
jet machine equipment details. No.
Just a second, sir.
Hello.
No, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Now I can see the screen.
Here. This drawing you can see, no? Equipment details.
No, yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There is slight, lag. Yeah. So in water jet machine, what you need to have is intensifier because the pressures are very high. Water pressures are very high. That is what we discussed yesterday. So this is what the water jet machining is. So you have abrasive powder and high pressure water supply. Hello. 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 So in water jet, abrasive water jet machining, so you have to be very clear. It is abrasive water jet machining. So here we are using mechanical energy of water and abrasive. So kinetic energy of the jet is converted into high pressure. The pressures are so very high, and that's why you need intensifier or accumulator. So the pump pressures are as high as 200 to 400 megapascals. That is around 2000 to 4000 bar. The orifice diameter is around 0.2 to 0.4. millimeter diameter through which the water comes out. And since the orifice diameter is very small, the resulting kinetic energy is tremendous. That is 1000 meter per second. So look at this picture.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, can you add Madhav?
Sorry.
Sir, Madhav is waiting. Can you add?
Yeah. Is okay. So you have a focusing tube, and the focusing tube is made up of tungsten carbide. W is tungsten carbide, and the inside diameter is 0.8 to 1.6 millimeter. And the length of this focusing tube is around 50 to 80 millimeter. This is what the internal construction is. This is actually not required from examination point of view. So you have inlet water, then you have abrasive, the aluminum oxide or silicon carbide. uh, Then abrasive is mixed with the water, and it has a tremendous kinetic energy because this diameter is very small. And then abrasives are directed to the and the erosion takes place as the kinetic energy is converted into pressure energy. Then again, this is not so important from examination point of view. That is indirect pumping and bypass principle. You have to just write that water is mixed with the abrasive and it is directed toward the workpiece. These are the parameters. So your orifice is made up of tungsten carbide or sapphire. Sapphire is always preferred because it has a good wear resistance. Only the problem is with the very high pressures. The pressure requirement is around 2500 to 4000 bar. So accordingly, you have to design your equipment 4000 bar, that is 4000 kg per centimeter square. See, even if it is, you see, this is 4000 bar, we are talking about 4000 bar. Even if the pressure is say 5 bar, that is our normal compressed air, that pressure is 5 bar. So that can puncture. hmm, If you direct that air many times on the shop, no, the students they play, they direct that, air tube towards others, and the accidents has happened. It can puncture the eyes, it can puncture the chest also, 5 bar or 10 bar. So imagine what will happen with 4000 bar. These are the applications of abrasive water jet machining, which is paint removal, cutting soft materials, cutting frozen meat, milling, cutting, pocket milling, drilling. We are concerned about this cutting, pocket milling, and drilling. Advantage of abrasive water jet machining is that it can cut any material, whether it is ferrous, whether it is non-ferrous, whether it is glass, whether it is steel, whether it is hard, whether it is soft. It is the biggest advantage. Another advantage is that there is no heat generated. Yeah, the finish is good. So these are, advantages you have to remember and write in the exam. It is faster also. It can be used to produce the prototype, that is models, uh, very efficiently. Yeah. Disadvantage is that economics. That is the cost is high. Hmm. Sometimes the very hard material is difficult to cut. Then equipment cost is very high. And then if thick parts means more than 200 mm is difficult to cut. So that was about abrasive water jet machining. So nothing great about that. You have the diagram, that is this diagram. So that diagram itself will give you know, this diagram itself will give you 2 marks. And then in description you have to write, the working of this, how does it works, nozzles, etc. And then advantages and disadvantages. So for 3 marks, that much description is enough. Totally it will be 5 marks. So better be, short and sweet. Then there are another conventional, non-conventional processes, that is electron beam machining and laser beam machining. Shortly, it is called as EBM and LBM. EBM stands for, that is the standard abbreviation, electron beam machining and laser beam machining. So, as the name suggests, in electron beam machining, the machining is done with the help of the high-speed electrons. You know the speed of the electrons. It is 3 electrons travels with the speed of light, 3 into 10 to 8 meter per seconds. And laser is nothing but, this also you are aware with. uh, the property of the laser is that it doesn't get scattered. It travels in a straight line. Our pointers for the presentations. That's a laser. And you must have played in your childhood also. That is in the sun, you take a magnifying lens, and you converge the sun rays. You direct on a paper, and the paper is burnt. So that is the sun energy, light energy. That is nothing but a laser. Or if you direct that sun rays on your skin, uh, Atka, so that skin also get burnt. So that is nothing but a kind of a machining or a kind of a erosion which is taking place. Hmm. So this is what is the laser beam and electron beam. Again, the equipment cost is high and the machining is slow. Material removal rate is also slow. This diagrams explains about the density, and the diameters. So you have, this is your electric discharge, that is EDM. The density or density is very high in, that is, or required is very high in electric discharge machining. And in laser beam machining, the power requirement is in the middle. And in case of EBM, that is electron beam machining, the requirement of power is less. So here it is comparison of three non-conventional machining. One is EDM, that is electric discharge machining, then laser beam machining, and then electron beam machining. EBM and LBM can be classified under thermal processes, because of the heating. mm. But what happens here? Electrical energy is used to generate the electrons, in case of EBM, and photons in case of laser beam machining. You must have learned in 12th in semiconductor physics about laser beam machining and electron beam machining. You get a localized heating by electron beam. See, this is a beam of electrons, and it is focused at a spot, and then you get a hole. Like suppose if you want to drill a hole, uh, so your beam is focused, beam travels inside, and then you get a hole here. But it is very slow. Process is very slow. Then you need need to have auxiliary support. This is what is your workpiece is. You need to have a auxiliary support below. Hmm. Removal is due to vapor pressure as well as due to high velocity electrons. This is the working is. Just quickly go through this. Why the equipment cost is high? Because EBM is required to be carried out in vacuum. If it is not in vacuum, then electrons which are traveling, like suppose if there is a medium, air medium, the electrons will interact with the air molecules. And when they interact with the air molecules, they are going to lose their energy. And when they lose the energy, that means cutting will not happen. So that creation of the vacuum again, you need to have a vacuum pump. Vacuum pumps are costly. Of course, it depends upon how much vacuum you need. Hmm. Now, vacuum means what? You have to remove the oxygen, from the chamber, from the chamber. So, depending upon how much vacuum you want, the cost of the vacuum pump will increase. If you want a zero vacuum, uh, then vacuum pump will become, very expensive. It's very difficult to produce because you need very sophisticated equipments for that, for zero vacuum. Because no matter, if the equipment is your vacuum pump is not good, then the small amount of air will always creep from outside to inside. Because vacuum means no pressure, and outside there is a pressure, so air will always go from higher pressure to the lower pressure. So now in water jet, the kinetic energy was converted into pressure energy. Here, the kinetic energy is converted both in electron beam machining as well as in laser beam machining, and then vaporization takes place. And then you should have a provision to remove the molten material. So that again comes under equipment cost. Basically, electron beam machining is used for drilling holes, very small holes. And you know how the electron beam can be moved, and that is what is called the maneuvering, under the influence of deflection coils. You must have studied in your semiconductor physics in 12th as well as in engineering physics too, under optics, how the electron beam can be deflected to the desired position and can be drilled. This is what the equipment is, and this diagram you need to draw in electron beam machining because there will be two masks for that. if it is 5 marks question. If it is sometimes the 10 marks is also asked, but definitely not EBM or EDM, electron discharge machining, or for wire cut machining. This is our normal, EBM setup where the electron beams are generated. You have some idea about this. So you have a deflector coils and magnetic coils here down to deflect your electron beam, you know, at the desired position. The same principle of your, TV, the television set. Hmm. You have a telescope for alignment, a lighting system for alignment of the electron beam. This entire assembly hmm, is kept in a vacuum, and the vacuum in this chamber can be read from the vacuum gauge. So you have a vacuum gauge here, and generally the vacuums they are measured not in bar or not in kg per centimeter square. It is measured in millimeter of mercury, or it is another unit you are aware, that is torr, TORR, torr. Generally, vacuum is measured in torr or in millimeter of mercury, not in centimeter of mercury. So you have mm, one port for mounting vacuum gauge, and you have one more port for the diffusion pump to create the vacuum. So that is what is called as the gun, electron beam generating gun. Here's the free electrons. And since the electrons carries negative charge, it will be attracted to the positive, and that is what is nothing but anode. And obviously, electrons will come out from the cathode. This is just an explanation what is given and which I have told. If you want to generate the electrons, then the cathode filaments are heated and the temperature is around 25,000 degrees Celsius. And this type of emission, it is called as the thermionic emission of the electrons. Cathode is connected to the negative and anode is connected to the positive, so that you know electrons will be attracted to the positive electrode, that is anode. Just a description: in the bullet forms, you need to write the important points. And the negative bias and positive bias, that is the speed of the electrons will depend upon the voltage difference between the cathode and anode. Like if you go on applying the positive voltage, the speed will increase. And if you go on reducing the voltage, and if it is on the negative side, then there will be a repulsion. And at a particular voltage, the speed of the electrons can be made zero. What you are learned in semiconductor physics. That is what is called as the biasing. Once the electron reaches the anode, then it is passed through a series of magnetic lenses and apertures. The purpose of magnetic lens is to reduce the divergence. It should not scatter. It should be focused on the particular spot where the machining is required. And if you want to improve the quality of the electron beam, then aperture and magnetic lenses plays the important role. So the final section is electromagnetic lens and deflection coil. That is this here. So electron will be generated over here when you apply the high voltage, and then finally it is allowed to strike the workpiece from this portion. So it comes out of the electromagnetic lens and the deflection coil, and it is direct desired spot where, because of the speed and the heat, the material is eroded. Generally, it is used for drilling holes. That can be called as the limitation of the electron beam machining. If again through and through holes, sometimes the blind holes and the complex shapes becomes difficult to machine by electron beam. And of course, you have a dedicated computer, that is, most of the EBMs are CNC, it is computerized control. Working of diffusion pump is not important from examination point of view. What will be asked is the principle of working of electron beam machining. So again, 5 marks, so diagram for 2 marks, and description will include little bit about your equipment, advantages, disadvantages, limitations, and that is sufficient. If you want to study, you can go through it. This is again important, electron beam process parameters. That is, what is the voltage, what is the current, pulse duration. Pulse, you know, that is, we are talking about a square pulse. Square pulse, we are talking about square train. So the width of that square, that is what is nothing but the pulse duration, and it is also called as the on time. Also called as the on time. So more the on time, that is more the width of the pulse, more is the energy per pulse, and more is the power per pulse. Hmm. Curve means this. This is what is called as the typical curve shape of the electron beam drilled hole. This is a hole which is drilled, and this is auxiliary support. The workpiece is this. This is what is your workpiece is. And this is again a disadvantage of electron beam machine, that you don't get a precise, straight holes. You get rounding off, and this is also called as the secondary cutting. Secondary cutting, that is at the mouth, and the material is re-solidified, and you get a little bit of convexity here at the entry. So in this we have seen electron beam machining, then we have seen abrasive jet machining, and we have seen abrasive water jet machining. Now this is how the classification is. So you can just write it down. The classification of unconventional processes, that is mechanical processes, are classified under ultrasonic machining. USM means ultrasonic machining. This is abrasive jet machining, which we have seen, then water jet machining or abrasive water jet machining. Then thermal is EBM, that is electron beam. This is laser beam. This is plasma arc machining. This is electro discharge machining. This is wire EDM, that is wire electro discharge machining. Then you have electrical processes, that is electrochemical machining. Then this is EDG, that is electro discharge grinding. Hmm. And this is electrojet diffusion. EJD is not used. Then you have chemical processes, that is your chemical milling. Hmm. And you have also chemical milling. You have simply with the help of chemicals, as well as simply with the help of chemical and electricity. So that is called as the electrochemical machine. This is your electro discharge grinding. So normally in our surface grinding, what we have seen, or cylindrical grinding, the current is not passed through the wheel. In electro discharge grinding, the current is passed through the wheel. So this is how the unconventional or non-conventional processes can be classified. So just write down this, quickly. Mechanical process, thermal process, electrical process. In that you skip EJD and chemical process. So please write down this, because later on you may forget.
ओके त्याचं डिटेल दिलंय काय ओके हा हा ओके आता त्याचा हा दिलाय का बघते हा मी. हा चालेल Oh, okay. Nah, Jui, नीरज तो ऍड केला पण ते श्रीने मला दुसरं अजून एक काय दिलंय ते एचडीएफसी बँकेचं काहीतरी एक मिनिट हॅलो ते जॉर्ज काय ते वेगळं आहे ना हा 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 चालेल हा मी ते पण
So we are going to study all this, and out of which we already seen abrasive jet machining, already seen water jet machining and abrasive water jet machining, and we have seen electron beam machining. Hmm. So we have to see now ultrasonic machining, laser beam machining, plasma arc machining, EDM, and out of all these, EDM and YRDM are important from examination point of view. See, this is how typical, water jet machining. Now remember, this is not an abrasive water jet. This is just a water jet machine. So it doesn't have water here. So it looks like your milling machine only. So instead of milling cutter, it looks like your vertical milling machine, or it looks like your CMM, that is coordinate measuring machine, inspection machine. Instead of tool, milling cutter, you have your water jet. That's all. So imagine it is like your milling machine. Then applications which we saw in last presentations of water jet and abrasive water jet are this. It is removal of paint, cleaning, hmm, but majority are this, that is drilling, turning. This presentation is not so, I mean, important from examination point of view. So whatever I told you in the beginning, so that page was important. That is classification of non-conventional processes, which you have written it down. So unnecessarily don't go through this, presentation. These are the different components which are machined with abrasive water jet. The beauty of this is that you get a good finish.
Hello?
These are the different equipments. This diagram is a circuit diagram. Don't draw this diagram for a short note. Again, this is the circuit diagram. Again, don't draw this diagram. This is the principle, that is simple, your Pascal's law. That is pressure on one side is equal to pressure on other side. And just because of the differences in the area, how the pressure can be intensified or can be increased. Again, that is the principle of intensifier. This is how you get high pressures. This diagram we have seen already. There is a model for velocity. Again, it is not necessary to write because these IIT people will always teach mathematically. Even arts subjects also they will teach mathematics. But if you want to do some research, then definitely whatever important points I have picked up from this presentation. The purpose of showing this presentation was just to show, just to give you a little more idea and to show you the classification. This is how power and MRR is calculated, material removal rate, and how the energy requirement uh, is. So that also can be determined or calculated. Then the mixing ratio and cutting ability. How does it depend? Another important point from this environmental issues. So you have to take care of this. It is recycling of the water, then disposal of the water, then cheap and abrasive recovery and reuse. If you want to reuse abrasives, you can reuse that. So that is what is your recycling. This is called as the recycling. Okay. So from this presentation, this page number 20 is important and the classification is important. This also you can remember that you can recycle the water or you can dispose of the water and you can recover the abrasives and you can use that abrasive again. And these are some problems, and MCQs which is not important from examination point of view. So we'll continue next time. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave it. Hmm?